Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard, and it is a damn fine day to talk about a book. We are here for a book review, and today we are going to talk about The Inamorta by Joshua Rex. This is my second, I think, Joshua Rex read, having done The Descent and Other Strange Stories, or The Descent. It's a collection. It's a collection of short horror fiction, and it's really, really good. And I gave that book 5 stars. It was also from Weird House Press, but this one here is a shortish novella, 130 pages roughly. Just the picture of the author alone kind of, screams age. I mean, I know that he's not that old, but even the picture looks vintage. This story takes place in 1799. So first, before I get too deep into it, I want to talk about the book. I have to, in this case, of these beautiful Weird House Press hardcovers. Limited editions. They got the ribbon. They got the end papers. There's a story behind these end papers. Joshua Rex actually designed these papers. Even I think he wrote the music, or maybe a friend wrote the music, but he put it on the paper. I don't know. He even did the tea staining, and then they were duplicated for this particular book. But beautiful, and there's actually a story behind them. This is a limited edition signed by Nick Greenwood, the cover artist, as well as Joshua Rex, the author. This was limited to 100 signed and numbered hardcovers, so I don't know if you can even get your hands on one. But I enjoy. First of all, I really enjoy the design of the book, the limitedness to it. It's just cool. Now the story's old, 1799, so very. And I'm going to be talking about people that aren't from that long ago, but very, Lovecraft, Poe. It had that feel of age. Now, there's a fine line there between having that feel of age and being of antiquated language. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, this is not written with modern day English, but it wasn't hard to follow as far as the language goes. And I kind of appreciated that. Ultimately, I enjoyed the story. I think I'm somewhere around 4 stars on it. It's not an easy horror read. There are a lot of fun, easy, everyday horror elements in it, but it's not an easy read. And I enjoyed that. I enjoy all kinds of horror. I mean, I don't read this type of book every day, so it felt fresh and new and nostalgic, and almost as if I was digging into like a masterpiece by Poe or Lovecraft or whoever. So it's about a fiddle player. No, I'm kidding. It's not a fiddle player. He is a viola player, and he is a master of the viola, and him and his father are going to this commission, this job to stay at this castle and play a self composed piece for this well-to-do family. So we're at this castle. Again, I hate using the term atmospheric, but if I've ever been able to use it, I can use it for this book. I mean, it's very atmospheric. The castle, the mood, the darkness. There's just a lot of feeling, a lot of atmosphere to this book. The castle kind of overlooks this village. At one point, our main character, our viola player, goes into the city to try to get some medicine for his father. His father is ailing, and he sees these, missing person posters. There's like 40 of them in this small village, like 40 missing person posters. So the people of the village are going missing. There are scenes of like wolves in the woods chasing him back to the castle. There's something going on that is taking the people of the village, and all the while he's in this castle, and things just don't seem right. Like the food is well prepared, it's beautiful, but it does not satisfy. It lacks taste. There's a part where the old man loves books, and he's staying in this room full of books. There must be 10,000 volumes there. And there's a really cool little piece when talked about being surrounded by those books. The joy he felt reduced his age by 2 decades or more. I love shit like that. I love shit like that about books and books. But but ultimately all these books are blank. They're there. They're gilded and leather bound and beautiful spines and colors but they're empty. Every single page is empty. And so it's almost like this entire environment is this glamour, but that didn't have enough power to create all the details, right? Like it's created the food and it's created the books, but not enough to do the text in the books or the taste of the food. And so it feels like, things shift, stairwells get longer, doors appear where they weren't before, they disappear where they were before. There's just a lot going on. And ultimately, this viola that he plays, it's been passed down for like 9 generations in his family. And we get a little bit of backstory about the creation of this instrument, but there's this feeling of not a Robert Johnson deal with the devil, so to speak, but there's this feeling of that the skillfulness, the expertness of his playing, is not solely him, that it's the instrument, that something is up with this instrument. And as you can see right there on the front, it's kind of hard to see. Like I've taken pictures of this book, but you can see that there is something playing through him, the hands manipulating his hands. So there's that part as well. And all the while they're in this castle, townspeople going missing. There's a mysterious female, somewhat love interest, somewhat villain thing going on there. And again, it's just dark and aged and feels antiquated, even though it's not, even though it was written, I'm assuming, I don't know how long ago Joshua wrote this, but it was put out within the last couple years. So I enjoyed that because it took me to a place I don't often go. It gave me, again, feelings of reading something old and classic without actually doing it. It was an enjoyable experience. Now, the story, again, it's not an easy read. There are some places where it flashes back to the story of where the viola came from, and things like that. It flashes back to bits from other characters, and some of that was a bit hard to follow the shifts in story, but ultimately it was fun. It was different. It's a beautiful book. And I'm a big fan of Joshua's work. Like I said, the collection I read of his, The Descent, and other stories was a 5-star read for me. Just wonderful short horror fiction. So fun all the way through, different, classic. I'm giving it 4 stars, but Weird House Press, they're 5 stars all the way. They've got a special edition of Curtis Lawson's Blackheart Boys Choir, also a horror book that uses classical music. That was a 5-star read for me. The Curtis Lawson Devil's Night was a special edition from them. That was my collection of the year a couple years ago. They're putting out great books, and Joshua Rex is fastly becoming one of my favorite new to me authors. So this is it. It's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.